A good neighbor, based on the book of Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 through 37, and John, chapter 10, verses 19 through 21.
The Pharisees and priests can't stop arguing. Some of them think Jesus is working with the devil. Others say he isn't, but they still refuse to believe he is the Son of God. A few days later, Jesus leaves Jerusalem to teach in the area around the city.
I'll find out for myself how this young teacher answers a hard question.
One day, while Jesus is preaching, a lawyer asks Jesus a question that he thinks has a complicated answer.
What should I do to receive eternal life?
Jesus answers the lawyer's question with another question.
Well, you are an expert in God's law. What does God say?
Love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself.
You're right. Do that, and you will have eternal life.
That's easy for you to say. But who is my neighbor?
Jesus answers with a story.
A man is traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. On the way, robbers attack him. They beat him up and leave him for dead. A priest comes down the road. He sees the wounded man and fears that the robbers might still be nearby. So he quickly continues on his way. A little later, a Levite, an assistant to the priests, comes along. But he has important things to do in Jericho, so he too hurries by. But when a Samaritan sees the wounded man, he stops. Even though Samaritans and Jews are bitter enemies, he takes care of the man's wounds. Then he takes him to an inn and pays someone to look after him while he gets well.
When Jesus finishes the story of the Good Samaritan, he asks,
Which of these travelers was a neighbor to the man who was robbed?
The man who helped him.
Go and do the same.